What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Starfield. So, we just cleared out the Terramorphs in Atlantic City. They put the whole city in lockdown, pretty much. And then we came back, and they were like, oh yeah, you know, we can permanently reduces fuel needed for a grav jump by an additional 1%. Cool. And then they're like, oh yeah, so now we can make you a resident sooner. You can get into these archives. Pretty much I have free reign to do what I want.
That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terramorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
Sure, of course. They're the repositories for all the banned data from the Colony War.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a while before I can talk them into it. What can you tell me about these codes? Can we forge them?
No. Each is a strip of several million random numbers generated on the fly based on biometric keys kept by each of the ambassadors on their person at all times. They're impossible to create without those keys, and those keys stay with the ambassadors, meaning we're accessing nothing if we can't get them on our side.
Well, I have the pickpocket skill. Can I just pickpocket them? No problem. I'm just going to need some electrodes, a tooth extractor, and some sodium pentothal.
Very funny. This is going to be hard enough already. Both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
I think House Varun's going to be harder. So let's go House Varun first. Well, that's the vibe I'm getting from just the conversations that we've been having.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge.
When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here.
He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Why? What's wrong with House Varun?
Well, these days, they're primarily considered a security threat. House Varun Zealots, a fundamentalist outshoot of the group that stayed behind when the rest retreated into seclusion, want nothing more than to send everyone not dedicated to their cause to the great serpent in the sky. But that hasn't always been the case. After they ended the Serpent's Crusade about 70 years back, House Varun did take a real run at trying to normalize relations with the rest of the galaxy. It's why they have an embassy here in the first place, why they were included in the armistice negotiations. But then, without warning, they left, leaving behind, to our knowledge, just the ambassador and his duty under the armistice.
Huh. That actually sounds pretty promising.
It does, but there's a concern. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
What do I do if he's dead?
Then you search the embassy for his biometric key, collect your code piece, and we'll go about notifying his next of kin, if we can ever find them. But let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, let's hope so. Wait, no one has actually been inside the embassy?
The embassy is still legally House Varun's sovereign territory, so we're not technically permitted inside. We've snuck in the occasional spy, of course, but the ambassador has proven more evasive than you'd expect for a man of his age. But we're quite sure he hasn't left the city. The man stands out.
Stands out, okay. What kind of life signs did you detect in the embassy?
The Varun delegation brought more than a few of their native flora with them when they set up in the embassy. It seems those plants have been allowed to flourish, making it hard for us to verify what's flora and what's ambassador.
Here's hoping we're not chasing a corpse.
It would at least be a speedier negotiation. But I, of course, hope the ambassador is alive and well.
Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there.
Varun embassy entrance key required. All right. I'll come back with Freestar Collective. What is that? Oh, talk to Sergeant Yumi. Speak to Deputy. Oh, I still have to speak to her. I guess. We'll speak about
would you like to
Freestar
finish your
Collective
briefing
now.
on the ambassadors?
Yeah, I guess so.
The good Ambassador Ratcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable. Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
I think you're underestimating how delightful I am.
Huh. Well, if that's the case, I'll wait to be pleasantly surprised. But we do have one item up our sleeve. UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen.
Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
What can you tell me about the staff member?
Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge towards the UC. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the ins and outs of embassy life, and someone who very likely hates her guts.
Any other things I should avoid doing inside the embassy?
Yes, many. Don't steal anything. Don't get caught anywhere you're not supposed to. Absolutely do not harm anyone. If something goes wrong, we'll do our best to smooth things over, but I can't make any promises.
All right, I guess that's all the info I need for the moment on Ambassador Radcliffe.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
Now, if you have
Credits.
additional questions
And embassy
or require
security.
clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her, and her staff's
Oh,
mind.
okay.
Be smart out there, Captain.
Acquire the Freestar Collective archival code. I have a lot of food. I don't have very much drink, though. I might stop and grab, just buy some stuff to drink.
Yes.
At like a store or something. So she said to go after... Who did you say to go after first? I don't want that activity active right now. God, I have so much stuff. Oh. Wait, am I going the right way? Yeah, I am. Okay. Go this way.
No complaints.
We got a lot of stuff. Nothing I want, though. Let me see if they have any drinks. Just credits.
When you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you.
Sarah, you are always asking to speak with me.
I'm just trying to imagine my partner in a crowd singing to me. It's the opposite of romantic.
I'm still trying to get over what happened.
Coffee mug. A pizza square. You just have a pizza in your pocket? That's weird. Ooh, Earl Grey. Okay. Let's see if I can get behind her to increase the chances. There we go. Got something to drink. What is this place?
Hard to believe it's been 2 decades since we were at war with the Collective, and it seems like only yesterday.
Hello?
You are a visitor?
I have something I need
You'll find
to
the
discuss
ambassador in
with
her
you.
office. Go on through.
When you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you.
Yes, I know, Sarah. Jesus.
I'm going to be. I have something I need
Oh my
to
God.
discuss with
All right, fine. Let's talk.
you. Thanks for taking time
What do you
to
need?
chat. I really need a friendly ear right about now. I received a message from Constellation, and it's given me a lot to think about.
If it's an emergency of some kind, we can head there right away. No, I hope it isn't bad news.
Not at all. It's just a list of requests, but when you read between the lines, it's obvious my absence is causing issues.
Are you receiving these messages often?
No, it's the first time. But the fact that they're reaching out, well, it's given me a lot to think about.
Are you upset that I'm keeping you from the lodge?
You're not keeping me out here. I am. Just... Here, let me explain. Before I joined Constellation, I served for 8 years as the head of the Navigator Corps, until the UC decided to axe the department.
What does this have to do with the messages from the lodge?
If you want to help, I feel like I need to give you some background. Just bear with me.
All right. What exactly was the Navigator Corps?
It was a branch of the United Colonies Navy, a small fleet of ships outfitted for galactic exploration. Basically, a military version of Constellation.
8 years isn't a bad run for anything government-related.
Had we notched some significant achievements, I'd agree with you. You see, the top brass demanded press-worthy discoveries to justify the spending, and money was tight after the war. Shutdown was inevitable. At the end of the day, I was in charge, so the blame obviously fell on my shoulders.
Which war are you talking about?
Seriously? The Colony War, of course. You know, that little incident that caused the death of thousands of decent men and women as they squabbled over border disputes? That war.
Oh yeah, that one. You were clearly fighting for fighting some impossible odds.
Yeah? You once told me that you favored the journey over the destination. So I'm hoping you'll understand what I'm trying to say. I failed because I was more concerned about
She's getting all mad at me.
exploring the stars than pushing a pencil. Because of my lack of foresight, all I ended up with was a shattered division and a bunch of excuses.
Nonsense. No one would have pushed harder than you.
That's just it, though. Did I push too hard? Did they shut us down because I wasn't quietly sitting at my desk approving meaningless memos? We'll never know.
At least Constellation has been a great success.
Well, that brings us to this message now, doesn't it? Call it whatever you want. My drive, my initiative, my optimism. It's been my greatest strength and my worst nightmare. It elevates me to these positions of authority, but all I want to do is explore, not sit and make sure all the accounts are balanced.
You're afraid that your absence will cause Constellation to collapse.
Yes, exactly. If it's obvious to you, imagine how obvious it is to someone like Barrett or Mateo. Oh, they must be itching to replace me by now. God damn it.
Don't worry, Sarah. We'll figure this out together.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Oh, here you are trying to help me and I'm yelling at you.
Yeah, for no
You
reason.
have to understand. Once
Yelling at me
Asha
for no reason,
retired,
Sarah.
I lost the only person that gave a damn.
I give a damn.
Of course you do. I'm just not thinking straight right now. Phew. This has taken a lot out of me, so maybe we should just leave things right here. But thank you for being there and listening. It helped. It really did.
Sure. Well, you wouldn't shut up about it, so I had to. I don't want to steal anything. It said not to steal anything, so.
As in more than one? All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Yeah, I think so.
Sounds like it was a
I'm
real
sorry.
mess down at the
Do you have an appointment?
I'm here on behalf of the United Colonies. We need the Freestar Collective's help.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
You heard correctly. We need access to the archives.
I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go?
Let's try to persuade her. Please, Ambassador, just listen to what I have to say.
You're really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance. One, to convince me. Understood.
Got it. Thank you, Ambassador. Just hear me out.
I'm listening.
Oh, man. She got 8. All right, I'm going to do the easy one first. The Terramorph Xenoweapon project was a failure. That knowledge isn't dangerous.
You know that for sure. That is interesting.
You are a soldier. It was your job to protect, and that's what we intend to do with this data.
I suppose you're right. Our job and our responsibility.
So the only one I have left is this one. I know you've got it in you to do what's right.
I could
Nice.
be the hero here. Well, Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these terramorphs. The monitors will make sure of it. You go in once. You get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement?
Sure.
Excellent. Follow me.
It's a weird painting.
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. Code generator's just this way.
Acquire House Maroon's archive book. Okay, so we got her code. Now we need the other code. Any of this I have to steal, right? Like it won't let me just take it. What's all this? Personal groomer. A space trucker pack. Oh, I need that.
I'm, pretty sure you weren't supposed to take that.
Yeah, you're right. I need this too, I think.
Hand it over.
Oh,
Now.
sorry.
Nice try. Get
Sorry.
lost.
All right, bye. I will be on my way.
This has helped.
It's a shame House Varun abandoned their embassy.
Oh. Like an unmarked place. In true game fashion, of course, it tells me to go that way. I go the opposite way. That was up here. Nothing. Never mind. That was a waste. Place is trashed. This place like abandoned? What is this? Approach the
This
intercom.
isn't what I expected at all.
Yeah, same.
It appears the flora they were using as decor has overgrown the entire embassy.
It's pretty cool, actually. Lobby security computer. Active. Right now they're inactive. Recalibrate friend-foe settings. Protect current user. Perfect. Oh, I gotta activate them though first. Activate. Okay. Throw the power switch. But where defense is. Oh, this place is terrifying.
I've never seen a tree like this before in my entire life.
Oh my god.
It would actually be more fascinating if its branches weren't blocking our road.
What the hell is this thing? Oh, yeah. Nice. The turret's got him. Oh, shit. Come on, turret.
You're done.
I'm glad I did that. Permanently increases sneak bonus by an additional 1% and melee sneak attack damage by an additional 5%. Pretty good. Whoa! Whoa!
Bring it on. I don't even need it, though. Show me what you got.
Might as well take what we can.
We're just letting them do all the work. What is that? Nova Blast Disruptor. Electromagnetic Rifle. Let's do that. What is... Hold on, let me... This thing. Fire rate is 20. It's an EM Equinox. I'm gonna get rid of that. What is this thing? Oh, it's awesome. Whatever it is. Infused bandages. I'll take that. For sure. Let's go up first. Oh. Inaccessible. Okay. Oh! Jeez, those things are not on my side. Thought they were. What the hell? Is there a computer to, like, access these things? I think this is just like a stun gun or something. Seems pretty stupid, to be honest. Gotcha, bitch. Oh, she got it. Sweet. Conference room security computer. That was probably it right there. Oh my god. I'm doing my grab jump challenge. Oh god. He scared the hell out of me. I'll have to go up now. Whoa. Whoa. Sarah, I need you up here. Please. Where's it? Where's this thing at? There it is. Hell yeah. Oh my god. There's 3 of them? There's 1. There's 2. Three. Oh, that's a turret. A chunks apple. Approach the intercom. Down there? Okay. What's this?
Set aside anything useful and just leave the rest.
What the hell? Well then, don't let me interrupt. There's the intercom. Explore the basement. Beware guardians. These guys? The robot Model S.
Bring it on.
Is this thing here considered a laser weapon? Approach the stranger.
So, what seems punishment
You are
becomes
terrifying
providence.
looking.
A reminder we can never truly know the great serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks. Let us discuss.
You know, kidding. Speak with Ambassador Balmore.
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Eh? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly?
Did you say that thing pouring out clouds upstairs is called a venom tree? Is it poisonous?
Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental controls. And release me. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well, perhaps not a topic for this exact moment. But I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still stand?
Is that what happened here, a power surge?
I take it you didn't have such an experience where you were, then, hmm? Yes, the entire embassy was thrown into lockdown, trapping me in my quarters, disabling the Venom Tree's filters, and arming the defenses. A disconcerting experience, to say the least. Was the rest of the city spared?
The spaceport is in rough shape, but not much else was damaged.
Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly?
Correct. We're going to use the data in the archives to better understand and stop these attacks.
The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
You have my word. I'll make sure it's used for good.
As the chair of Constellation, I take personal responsibility in vouching for this woman's integrity. She'll keep her word.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me.
Acquire House Varun's archival code.
Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good.
Nice. Return to Deputy McIntyre, Interstellar Affairs. What else you got down here? I don't want to steal your money, bro. You just gave me the code. Log 1, Arrival. Yesterday marked the beginning of my tenure as House Varun's ambassador in the United Colonies. I arrived full of hope, believing our gesture of opening this new embassy would demonstrate that we had moved beyond our blood-stained past. But we had barely been in New Atlantis an hour when the troubles ahead of me began to reveal themselves. Our brief walk from the spaceport to the embassy was marked by suspicious glances and sneers from numerous strangers on the street. I fear minds here will not be easily changed. The wrongdoing of House Varun will not be so easily forgotten. It is my fervent wish that this embassy will come to be seen as an emblem of a peaceful future, free of the stains of prejudice and violence. I will do my utmost to act as an avatar for that goal, regardless of any resistance I may face. Though I find myself in a strange land, I know the great serpent will guide us to success in our endeavor. Log 2 protests. This morning, I was roused from contemplative prayer by the sound of muffled shouting. Upon investigation, I discovered a sizable group of United Colonies citizens engaged in a protest on my doorstep. They are opposed to their government's attempts to establish diplomatic ties with House Varun and are petitioning for the immediate shuttering of the embassy. My attempts to engage them in discussion were fruitless. Most would not speak with me, and those who did refused to believe that our intentions in New Atlantis were purely peaceful. The embassy guards were eventually required to intervene, forced me back into the building when the crowd's anger began to manifest as threats to my well-being. I intend to discuss this matter with my counterparts in the United Colonies. Their aid will be essential if this effort is to succeed, though I fear this will not be an isolated incident. Log 3, a visitor. Each day, my frustration grows. Great Serpent, what have I done to merit such scorn? Recently, Sam Maven arrived at my embassy to receive a gift from such a high-ranking priestess, a Gravid no less, with the intention of engaging in talks with the United Colonies. I was overjoyed. Such a gesture from the house could only mean those skeptical of our efforts could at long last see merit in our work. But it seems I was deceived. Sia's stated mission and her actual intentions are clearly at odds. She has refused every opportunity to engage with representatives from the United Colonies. Instead, she speaks incessantly about the need to surveil the very diplomats whose trust I have dedicated months of effort to gaining. Sorry, I just yawning. She remains trapped in our old mindset, unable to see what it is we are actually doing here, guaranteeing House Varun's future. The losses from the Serpent's crusades were incalculable. Diplomacy is the only method through which House Varun's survival may be assured. I must find a way to make Sae see this. Luckily, I believe tonight's dinner will be the perfect opportunity. Our UC host, Deputy Diplomat Roland, is level-headed, reasonable, I dare say even sympathetic, a rare animal among the UC. If prior experiences be any indicator, if Sae approaches him with open arms, I have faith he will embrace her as a comrade. Great Serpent, let this come to pass. Alright, so she's over for dinner now. Great Serpent, is this a test of my faith? Did you truly wish to plumb the depths of my loyalty? What other explanation could merit why you would permit such a spectacular disaster? Dinner at Deputy Roland's was initially promising, even conjugal. Yes, there were pointed questions about House Varun's intentions, but overall an air of polite decorum was maintained. But it was when one of Roland's more boisterous guests, an officer of some type, perhaps having enjoyed one too many glasses of Chandra, asked, "But how can we trust you snakes after what you did?" That I believe the Gravid reached her breaking point. They were only words, but words are the battlefield on which diplomacy is fought, and I realized too late that this was a salvo Siha would not let pass. As dessert was served, Siha excused herself. We waited for her return, and waited, and waited. When it had become clear that Gravid had simply left, I made my pleasantries and rushed back to the embassy. There I found her packing her things. When I asked where she was going, she stated simply, "I have seen all I need to." And she left without another word. I've reached out to my contact Jack and Dazra, who have assured me that they still believe in the venture, that Jarek Varun himself still believes, and that is all the reassurance I require. Log 5, a test of faith. The last of my staff have left today. Our embassy now effectively shuttered. House Varun's leaders have ceased all communications with the United Colonies. Our own orders from Dazra were not much better, standing as a single word: return. No other reason mentioned for our abandonment of our posts, for the abandonment of our cause. But I know a test of faith when I see one. I serve House Varun. A simple understanding of that directive would be that I follow their orders. But what do we do here is greater than that. If we are to survive, it cannot be our own. If others refuse to see that, so be it. So here I stand, waiting for the day they all see the truth and come back. Log 7, silence. There's been no word from the people in months. I've made several attempts at contacting them, but I am uncertain if my messages are reaching Dazra at all. As such, I have had much time to think. Why allow us to come here, make a home for ourselves around a distant star, only to demand our return when the first bit of resistance is met? Because of some drunken slight? Even Saya is not that influential amongst the court. No, there is something larger at play here. The recalling of the staff. It wasn't because of the incident with the Gravid. A change has occurred. Yet by staying, I now may never know what it is. Only time will tell. Log 7, spies. It seems it's been quite some time since my last entry. A welcome bit of exercise today. A United Colonies spy snuck into the embassy. Just before dawn, as I finished my morning prayers, I heard an odd thrum. At first, I presumed my hearing was finally giving out, but then I realized what it was. It was the elevator descending. Presuming uninvited guests could only mean bad things, I snuck upstairs and hid among the branches of the venom tree. I watched, like a gargoyle perched on a parapet, as the young man stalked cautiously through the branches of the tree I'd spent so much time cultivating, obviously scared beyond his wits. At one point, an errant branch snapped as he passed, and I swear the boy leapt a foot into the air before realizing its source benign. I was shocked that the mere idea of House of Ruin could still garner such fear. Even this long after the end of the Serpent's crusade. It would have been amusing if it wasn't such a clear reminder of the failure of my own endeavor. We evaded each other like this for the better part of 2 hours. It was a welcome distraction from a life now steeped in routine. He eventually gave up, returned to the elevator, and I to my meditation. As I think on it now, however, the purpose of the visit is exceedingly disappointing. This was no diplomat, no neighborly knock on the door. This was a spy, someone breaking into somewhere a normal soul couldn't. They think me dead, don't they? Log 8, a surprising message. It happened. The message was short, a simple request for information regarding the state of things in New Atlantis, but filled me with relief nonetheless. House of Ruin has contacted me at long last. I had been forced to harden my heart to the possibility that I may never hear from my people again. Today's message assuaged that fear. Though their intentions remain unclear, I am comforted by House of Ruin's willingness to re-engage in communication. I am hopeful that it signifies Dazzle's willingness to return to more earnest attempts at diplomacy with the United Colonies. Great Serpent, you answered my prayers at last. I stand firm in my belief that it will be at my side as I continue to serve House of Ruin's interests in New Atlantis. May his celestial light bathe my people and those we once stood against, and help to usher in an era of harmony at last. That was pretty deep, man. Pretty deep indeed. Oh, that's right. I have, Wait, am I thirsty or hungry? I'm thirsty. Maroon storeroom key card. I bet he's got that around here somewhere, right? Ambassador suit. I could dress like him. Screwdriver. Oh, I guess he doesn't have it here. Okay. Wait, how do I get out? There we go. This place was cool. I like this. Oh, now it's above me.
Another
What
day?
the hell? I kind of wish the boost boosted me higher, but it's cool that I can stay in the air longer.
On the record? What response? I'm told by top officials the cabinet already has a plan in place to open the Armistice archives.
Unless that archive's full of ordnance, it's not enough.
I see. Well, thank you for taking the time.
Hey, publish what I said, all right? Something needs to be done.
Oh, I'm as concerned as you are. Thank you again for speaking with me.
Yes? You needed something? Hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
All right, get out of my way. Jesus Christ.
Yes? What?
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement.
Code pieces from House Varun and the Freestar collected and ready to be deployed.
So the old man was still lurking around in there. Fine work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter.
Okay.
Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Return to the Armistice archives.
Captain, can I help you?
No. You cannot. I gotta get this bleeding thing under control here. Maybe. Nope. Never mind. I don't have anything. This place is cool. Safeguard the past. Hey, your plant needs water.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules.
Okay. Oh.
Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
So we are number 18. Look at that. This place is sweet. Terramorph added. The T18 Terramorph added. Let me look at it real quick. Can I see what it looks like? Oh, it just looks like a case, okay. There she is again. Run into nothing.
Pardon?
There you are. Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Give the data to Hadrian. Okay.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready.
Is the answer to stopping more attacks really in here?
You're carrying the most comprehensive collection of information on terramorphs in the known universe. If we can't pry an answer out of there, it likely doesn't exist. Certainly doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but we're not going to know until Percival and I dig in, so whenever you're ready.
I made someone a promise, Hadrian. Can you assure me this data will be used for good?
Yes. It will be.
I don't believe you.
Percival and I have done our damage. This is us starting to put some things right.
Major, you may take possession of the Terramorph data.
Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures.
Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Nice.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
Speak to McIntyre.
What they're doing to stop new alien attacks on the city. He said top minds were on it. Sure helped.
Whoa. Where the hell are we? Holy shit. This place, actually, it's a beautiful view up here.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
This doesn't mean I can't be a citizen elsewhere, does it?
It doesn't. We don't really care where else you might have been or might become a citizen. Once you earn your place in the United Colonies, it's yours.
All right, I'm ready.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
I will.
Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation.
We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property.
Nice.
Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position.
Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this. But we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name.
So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
Ask for me by name? Who are you talking about?
I'm sorry. I can't share any more without your word. Do I have it?
Sure. Yes. I'll take it to my grave.
Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Proceed to my meeting. Okay, let's level up here quickly. So I could do. You know what? I'm gonna do carry weight because I'm always complaining about how I have no more room. 100 kilograms, gain 50% resistance to stagger. All right, so we mastered this skill. Carry weight is now 206. Nice. All right, that's gonna be helpful. Wow, this is beautiful. I'm gonna end. This is actually a really nice spot to end the video. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, see you guys in the next one. Later.